What's going on, fam? This is Podcast Agent Zero, and I know this is the first time in months, long ass time since I dropped some content on here. And you know, this is not a priority. This is a space where I get to freely, express some of my insights, and it may be valuable to some individuals here. So, this video right here that I'm reacting to came out months ago, if not a year. It just came across my timeline, and I was listening to it a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop here because some of my insights from this conversation I feel is very important. One of the things that stood out to me the most is how individuals would defend their condition, how they're conditioned to think. When someone that's higher in the totem pole is sharing a different perspective, they'll fight for that conditioning instead of being open to see how they can elevate. We'll get to that. I'll point it out when it comes across. And they're really pretty much speaking on how men and women relate to attraction based on what they seen on Pop the Balloon. And I got some deep insights on that. And this is on Anton Daniels' channel. I'm really a fan. I really enjoy watching the Anton Daniels After Hours. There's a lot of episodes and shows where I wanted to react to on there. I just don't really have the time. I have other priorities. But I kind of just want to break down a lot of the topics and insights that comes across. But let's go ahead and get into the reaction so I can get back to work. Let's get it.
There was three dudes out. There was a light-skinned dude. This nigga was cussing. He was like, ghetto. No one popped their balloon. They all kept it.
They already made their choice.
That nigga was 6'3", light-skinned it. And nobody popped their balloon.
Nigga, how was the girls?
Good to go.
I ain't never heard no dude cuss on this. And he was just like, shit, nigga. And I was like, y'all listening to this?
That's a fact.
And
if they like you, you can do anything. There's nothing that you can say or do that's not cute enough or that's a deal.
Yeah. I stand corrected.
Wait, so you guys, are we talking about handsome privilege, just like women have pretty privilege?
They don't have.
So, yeah, it doesn't have to be. I mean, if she's speaking specifically that, yeah, but again, it's not just handsome privilege. And this kind of shows where a lot of times, most of the times, women don't understand themselves as well as men that understand how things work, understand women, which sounds crazy, but I see it on a day-to-day basis where she's speaking about handsome privilege. Well, for the most part, if, a woman will do anything or pretty much will do anything for, or, go for a man that's handsome, extremely handsome. They would laugh at anything or really do anything for that man as far as because of the attraction level. But at the same time, there's still other things that's in play. If he's extremely handsome, but he's feminine, a lot of women still won't go for it. So that's why, I think Anton is about to say it could be other factors. It could be money, charisma, humor, things of that nature, status, intelligence, things of that nature. So you can't just point it out with just handsome privilege. That's the reason why you barely even hear it spoken. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue.
Handsome, for whatever reason that she like you, whatever that is. It don't have to be looks. It could be anything. It could be personality. It could be money. It could be confidence.
Just like I said,
it could be a combination of any of the two. It could be whatever it is. Whatever it is, when she pick you, when she like you, not if she settle for you, it's a difference. But when she like you, you can do no wrong in her eyes.
They call that the spark. That's like the spark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I put up in a Bentley, so everything sparked inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Okay, so are you men on here, right? Are you the type to, you don't have to be attracted to her. You can grow into that attraction by the way she talks, by the way she carries herself, or you have to be attracted to her?
I gotta be attracted to her, for sure.
Oh, so you would pop your balloon if you came across, you was on that show, and a girl came into the room and you wasn't attracted, you would pop your balloon immediately because you're not wasting your time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, So I like this when women ask this question. A lot of times the way males tend to communicate in general, we're so straightforward that a lot of times we speak past women and women speak past us. And that's why I see, especially with like After Hours and many other shows, Fresh and Fit, etc., both genders or people speak past each other and they are missing the spark. They're missing that, they're missing that point where the conversation can go smoothly because they don't even recognize that these individuals are speaking from a different perspective. Like the what word am I looking for? The foundation of where they're speaking from is different. So you got to recognize that and speak to it. So when men answer this question, they'll just be like, well, she has to be attractive. And he might be right. Pronto might be right. But in general, though, men go for good enough. That's what we look for. Because the thing is, what's more valuable most of the times is a woman that likes us. So if the woman likes us, if there's a 5, she's super average. She's not fat though. She's just like really average. But she like us, and she's feminine and humble. That attraction does grow. Yes, it does. But because she's good enough physically, then the attraction grows from there. That's my opinion. Because that's another video that I thought about reacting to too, because there's a video where they show celebrities spitting game. And I need to react to that too, because a lot of them niggas really wasn't spitting game like that. But the person that put out the video was like, oh yeah, you see how smooth that was? No, it wasn't. But anyway, there's even examples like that with celebrities. And one of the examples was DaBaby was getting interviewed by, this cute, lady that was interviewing him, and she expressed how handsome he was, right? So she said, what's your type? And then he started naming everything that she had on. That shows right there that when men feel appreciated or adored, we favor that more than women do in general. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say it's really about good enough. Because if there's a 10 in the room and she don't adore you, but there's a 5 in the room that adores you and she's good enough, we'll ride with that. If you smart, let's continue.
Oh, okay. So
But
do you think that's what
I'm a man though. Like you gotta be physically appeasing to me. Like I'm a man.
You don't think women want attractive men too?
Nah. So women like attractive men for sure. But the things that women find important in men are not just physically attractive things, which goes back to with Taisha. Taisha said, "Say man, we gonna choose up on the good dude and hit the handsome, attractive dude on the side." Like,
yeah, but before
the things that we want are just different.
Yeah, true. But before we even know what you have to offer, the initial attraction is the physical attraction, which is why you just said when you see a woman, if you're on that show, and a woman that you were not attracted to, before she can even open her mouth and give you all her great qualities, you're going to pop the balloon because you're not physically attracted to her, right? So the same thing for women. In that setting, on that show, if they're not immediately physically attracted before these men even open their mouth to say how great they are, they're going to pop the balloon. That's just a natural way for just humans, just in general, when it comes to physical attraction. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I think in that sense, in the show, I think they cheating themselves. I think the women cheating themselves because if you only have,
I think both the men and the women can.
Yeah, I feel him on that. I forgot who I heard say this, but since women are more masculine nowadays, especially black women, unfortunately, they're more choosy on looks. And I know that probably sounds crazy. Women always appreciate handsome, beautiful men, but their choices, the more feminine they are, their choices are less based on looks purely. Of course, they might not, want to be with a, Baraka or nothing, but I'm saying it won't matter as much as it won't be as important as the man's masculinity and leadership and backbone and frame. But since women are more masculine these days, that's why they stick with the pookies that are bums, because they go with looks. You get what I'm saying? And that's more of a masculine trait from women in general. Now, of course, there's some women that are very feminine, but they still want the highly attractive man, of course. But I'm just saying in general, that's how it plays out. You get what I'm saying? And again, she said, you know, the presentation is important before she even gets to understand what the man has to offer. And men do have to understand that you do have to come put together and make sure you're on point. But at the same time, there's a different type of put together where if he dresses nice, if he looks clean, if he looks vibrant, but he's a 4 in the face, that's for the natural woman. That's not, the 4 in the face don't matter. It's everything else that's presented. But let's continue.
Cheat themselves if they pop the balloon immediately without getting to know someone.
No.
Well, but listen, like if you listen to all the women,
That's fair. That's fair.
no, like if you listen to all the women, they all said he was attractive after they said, "Why'd you pop the balloon?" Oh, you're still handsome. So I'm just like,
That's true too. That's true too, Quentin.
That is true, but at the same time, a lot of them like to just let men down easily. But, I mean, softly. But that is true. They do say that often, very often.
Yep.
They always say that.
They did say that. All of them said, "Yeah, you attractive."
there's one girl that said that his face. She referenced his face.
Honestly,
That's
I think,
wild.
which one was that? What girl?
No, she was talking to somebody else. She wasn't talking. That was another guy that she was
Said
talking
that
to.
shit, nigga.
Honestly, I just think it was the way he was dressed. And I think that I didn't have an issue with the way he was dressed. I thought he looked nice and clean cut. I personally like his style, but the
Sorry, y'all
lineup
heard
of
the air in the
women
background.
couldn't appreciate
I apologize if y'all heard the air in the background. I'm in the car taking a break, so my bad.
the look, I don't think.
I thought that he was fresh too.
Yeah, I thought he looked nice. But
I don't think they found him attractive.
Yeah,
I think they were just
he was out of their league, I think.
I think they weren't even attracted to him.
They weren't attracted to
So let me mind that out though, Jazz. Hold on.
So look, I want to forward to the part where I was talking about insights and people not being really open. So, and it even let's just try to find it real quick.
Are you saying?
That's what I'm saying.
If you can see his underwear.
That's hate. That's all hate, bro.
Like I didn't even notice that. Like
I want to say that black women have celebrated recently this whole, oh, you got a white man got with a black woman effect. If you
Let's continue.
because I went back to the video.
Move forward.
He got a nice body, right?
Hold on, where we at?
Yeah, they're followers, but they're probably going to be in his DM.
The problem with a lot of women is that they'll sit there and they'll say, "Oh no, you know, we looking for good guys," but this is the exact reason why guys feel like they don't give a fuck about y'all. It's not even like guys are not truthful with y'all because they don't give a fuck no more. Y'all, I believe that most women have worn men out. They have worn them their conscience for how you feel and to.
So he's talking about the nice guy effect. Niggas stop being nice guys because it's not, it don't bear any fruit being nice. I think that's what he's speaking on. Let's continue.
Care about you. They realize that they get more the less they give a fuck about what you think and what you say.
Like I thought.
And so when they nice, they don't get shit from you. And when they mean, or when they just say whatever it is that you want to hear and do whatever it is that you want to do, then they get everything out of you. And so I think that y'all have, in a way, and this is no excuse, I think that y'all have in a way conditioned men to fuck y'all over.
Right.
And this is how true it is. And I don't think a lot of women understand this. Most women, I think naturally, from my observation, they only operate off of effects instead of causes. They go with effects and stick to effects and talk about effects, and that's why they naturally complain more. And they're natural. I mean, it is what it is. It's okay. They're not problem solvers, so they don't always go to the cause so they can fix things from the root. Problem solvers do that, and men naturally is supposedly the problem solvers. So I say that to say that when a lot of women don't really understand that when we're coming up in this society, especially in feminism, the times of feminism and blank slate equalism, and even though we're not taught blank slate equalism when we're younger, we're taught to be nice as men, as boys. And when we try it, it doesn't work from young. And then we observe the bad boys getting the results. So they make it seem like we're just bad off top. Naturally, we're not. We're not. We're conditioned to be from the world. That's what we learn. Okay. And again, sounds crazy, but it's a problem solving trait. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. Because a lot of times when we would say you got your heart broken, so you're bitter. A lot of men are bitter, but most of the times it's just, oh, that doesn't work. Okay. I learned that. Let's do a recourse. That's really what it is. And that even happened with myself. I learned. I'm like, oh, okay. Look, I really didn't have no backbone. That's really what the nice guy shit is. I didn't have no backbone. That don't really work in these times either. It doesn't work in these times. So let's continue.
And let me also throw a cherry on top of that. Y'all don't respect black men the same way that y'all respect men that's not black. Boom, 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 boom. And when Janae get done getting fucked over, then.
Okay, so let's say if it was we out in a bar, and a line of women is speed dating, right?
I would never show up at a speed date.
Okay, never mind. Because Anton, I already know your type.
I'm not built like that. I don't give a fuck.
If a woman wasn't your type, you popping too.
Bullshit. I talk to everybody.
Yep, you talk to everybody. That's not the same.
You said what, Trigger?
I was like, you're not trying to play the game that she.
I talk to everybody. I'm not the type of person. First of all, I'm not the type of person to look at anybody like that. Like when I'm out and about, I don't look at people and say, "Damn, would I talk to her?" Shit like that. I don't have that in me. I just like to have fun with everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care what you look like. If you got good energy, if you're a good person, and your breath smell good, we can hang. Let's go fucking party and let's go have a good time.
Okay, let me ask you one else.
I'm not on all of that shit.
We're not talking about that. That's friends. That's totally.
I think so. This is the conversation I wanted to get into. I think what he's talking about is when women. So a lot of times, and I used to say this myself, and this conversation making me kind of think differently. When when women. Anton was just like, hypothetically, if he was in a line of men and a woman come out, he's not gonna pop his balloon automatically no matter how the woman looks, because he wants to collect data to really get to understand where that person is coming from. Even if he, for the most part, knows he's gonna pop the balloon, he wants to collect data from that person, and he's in a leverage point, so he has the option to really listen. So why not listen thoroughly? So let's get into that.
Different than the question. If you were on Pop the Balloon Quinn, lined up as those men, and you see a chick walking in that's not your type physically, completely, are you popping the balloon?
She talking to Quentin.
Quinn.
No.
Okay. That's one guy's answer. We already had Pronto.
I would never pop a balloon on somebody unless they just have a fucking. If I'm standing in a line, right? Not a person that's up there advertising myself, but if I'm just hypothetically speaking, let's say you standing in a line and you look at people. I don't believe in real life. I don't believe in discarding people. I just like cool everybody. I will hang with anybody as long as I got good energy.
We're not talking about hanging, Anton. If you're on a dating show and I see somebody coming in. Pants is baggy. He look like he smoked weed. He got the shades. He looked like he in them streets. I'm popping right away.
I would never be in that type of situation. So.
Yeah, me either. But it's just a hypothetical. We talk about hypotheticals. Like
I need for what? Why? Okay, but listen. Why? Here's my question. All right, so let's say we put ourselves in that situation. Why would I pop a balloon on a person? Or why would you pop a balloon on a person when at any point you can pop it, but why wouldn't you want to get the full context of who the person is before you pop it off? Because it's not like it hurt. Like you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like you can You can't take that back. Once you set that impression, like, fuck you, pop the balloon, without even hearing what the person got to say, you would pop the balloon before you even hear the context. Even if you don't like the person, you don't want to at least hear the pitch.
If I see a man coming, he got face tattoos. Look, no, like.
See, now here's the thing now this is why I became open to what he's saying. With his conviction in place, I'm like, okay, I want to really hear what you got to say. Because for me, I was just like, oh no, I'll pop off top. But since this is a man of wealth, and wealth is aligned with mindset, right? I'm like, okay, I want to pay attention to where his mindset is. Because a lot of times, again, people just look at effects. But the mindset is what help him manifest the millions and the wealth and the influence and the network. So I'm like, okay, let me hear his perspective completely. And I bet you everybody on this panel, most people want to be rich. So I'm saying, since this man is higher on the totem pole when it comes to influence, riches, and he's obviously happy with his life, I want to understand his mindset. See, me on that panel, I'm like, hold on, tell me more. I want to really understand what you're saying. And I think that's the problem with most human beings. We're so quick to discard an idea just because we're listening to it with a certain ear that we're used to, instead of opening up and really getting the understanding where he's coming from. It doesn't mean you have to agree, but I'm like, okay, where is this man of means coming from? Let's continue.
Why wouldn't you just hear everything?
It gotta be
all of the information. A smart person, any smart person, no matter what it is that you do, you always want to get all of the information, even if you are looking to do it so that you can make an informed decision.
See, that right there stuck out to me. That stuck out. A man of means. That makes sense. You do that with everything. Makes a lot of fucking sense. Because I realized that the more wealth conscious I become, the more I don't just shut things off. Now, if something just don't make sense off the top, even when I'm having a conversation with someone, I'm like, this don't seem to make sense, but let me hear where they're going with. Let me continue to hear where they're going with this. And I can still pick up data that's useful for me, even if I overall disagree with them. You get what I'm saying? So let's continue.
Everything, business, dating, everything.
Exactly.
I want to understand everything before I do it. Even if I'm looking to do it, even if I really want to, I still want to hear everything so I can make the decision. Why wouldn't you do that?
I know if I'm not attracted to you.
I understand that. I get it. But even if I'm not attracted to you, I still want to hear everything before you have an impression of how I treat you.
And this is where I realized. I understand what mindset he's in. And I've learned to have this mindset whatever I'm doing. I don't have what's that word? I don't have insistence that something needs to happen with whatever event or whatever thing I'm participating in. So therefore, I'm open to all information. For instance, if I go just like to a dating show and you're in there for love, you can actually pick up other shit. You know, friends might go to school, you go to learn, but you pick up friends. You might go to the dating show, you might pick up business partners. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's wealth consciousness. Instead of just thinking narrowly, oh, she don't fit the looks I'm looking for, so pop. But if you listen to things thoroughly, you never know how she might play on your team. And I'm not even just talking about fucking or as a woman in your cipher. I'm talking about just as an ear, business, you know what I'm saying? Access to other people. She might know people. That's what I realized. So it's like, when you think in that level, you're thinking value in general, not just value of a relationship based on looks and things of that nature. You're just thinking value overall. That's wealth consciousness. That's what this video has taught me. And that's why I wanted to share this with y'all, because I think that this could be beneficial to anyone that picks up this mindset. Let's continue.
I want to understand everything before I make a decision. Y'all don't think that that's wise?
But
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask. Like, I feel both sides. But if you already know you are physically attracted to them, why do you want to hear them out after the fact?
Exactly.
Because because I'm at the advantage. I get to hear everything. I get to see everything. And it may be something in there. It may be something in there that may turn the tide, or
That's a lie.
maybe we can network together.
There we go. He just said it. And I think they missed it. Maybe we could network together or something. And I don't think they caught that. Watch this.
Whatever like that. Listen, when you give a person an impression, when you treat a person a certain way, when you
And
treat
she laughed at that. That's amazing to me. But this is a wealthy man that's sharing gems. That's amazing to me. People would be like, network. I don't get, I promise you, my nigga, I don't get it. And I see it in the panels all the time when he's speaking, Saint speaks. I don't fucking get it. I'm gonna be honest. It's amazing to me. And to be honest, this is where I have to work with speaking to people, which I'm learning, from listening to people like Anton and et cetera, et cetera. That's why, to be honest, I don't like being around people, because they're so fucking close-minded to me. It's fucking weird. It's absurd to me. I don't understand the shit. I don't get it. So, and that's part of the reason why I have that trait to pick up in conversations where people start having disagreements or arguments, because they're missing the basics of the foundation of the conversation. Missing the basics of, they're arguing about a point of view because they have the definition of a word mixed up, but they are wasting time and energy on an argument because they don't even factor in or acknowledge the definition of a word. Hold on. So when you use that word, what do you mean by that? Then the conversation can continue off of clarity. You feel me? Let's continue.
a person a certain way, especially in person, that people remember that.
But Anton, this ain't about networking. You can network.
Everything is about networking. So
I know Anton's type. If a chick came through, a baby mama,
okay,
she got a fupa, she light skin, wear wigs, wear lashes. That's not even your type.
So see, you're projecting. That's not his type, but you're projecting what he would do based off of his type. That's where you're missing. See, what a lot of people don't realize is they're projecting actions that a person would do based off of the data that you got. I mean, how can I explain this? You're basing the data that they have when it comes to types and aesthetics, but you're basing it on what you would do. That's crazy too, my nigga.
Why do you?
Instead of listening to what the fuck he gotta say. But again, a lot of people are surface level, so they don't, and I think this is a gift that I have. It's like, I can tap into what's being said behind the words and how that was beneficial to that individual. So when Anton speaks, I'm like, and I look at where he is, I'm like, okay, makes sense, snap, I get it automatically. But these people have to argue it through and never fucking get it. Now, I'm not, what's that word I'm looking for? I'm not flexing on no God conscious shit, but that's a gift that I flex. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm just glad I have it, because it saves a lot of time. You feel me? Let's continue.
Why do you even got it pop? Then you can sit there and listen. Oh, I can still network her later, but
you can't. No, because they already got an impression of how you treated them.
No,
even if it was just that popped the balloon, they already have it in their mind of how you treated them when you first interacted with them.
They're gonna be like, oh, why did you pop your balloon? Well, I'm gonna be honest, you're really not my type.
You're projecting. Pick up what he said. See, she probably need to read the book, How to Win Friends, Make Friends and Influence People. What he's doing is a practice of that. He's understanding human behavior. Of course, you still can, like, you know what, but we can network after this. Instead of popping the balloon and then saying it. I mean, I get that. I get it. So you could do it that way, but I get his method. He probably pop it, you know what? We can kick it. We can see how this works, or because he'll play the game to get an advantage and bring value. He'll play the game of the show. And I think that's the difference. He's using the show as a game where a lot of people is going on there to look for love, and I get it. It's just two different methods. But to be honest, man, I think more like him, because I'm thinking about conquering and getting wealth and winning. So it's like I'll use every situation to do that. But genuinely, though, I won't take advantage of people or anything like that. I'll be genuine. But yeah, I get where you're coming from, bro.
But we can still network together.
Never.
That's what they all say.
The smartest people in the world, always hears it before they make a decision.
Okay,
Because
so what would be?
it doesn't hurt me to hear everything, even if I'm gonna still pop it. I want to leave a good impression on you, and I want to hear everything so I can make the most informed decision. Y'all crazy.
Okay, so
hold on.
Right.
Answer. So you saying you gonna pop the balloon? You just not gonna pop the balloon?
No. I'm saying that I more than likely am. No matter what I'm going to do, I want to hear everything first before I make that decision.
So basically, he doesn't want to pop it too soon because he doesn't want to leave a bad impression on that other person. Even though he knows he's going to pop it eventually, he doesn't want to, I guess, hurt the feeling of the other person.
It's not just hurt the feelings. What if they say
that.
something that makes sense to me?
But we're not talking about what makes sense. We're talking about physical attraction. Would you be in a relationship with this person?
No.
We're not.
See, again, you're bringing it back. He mentioned networking. So y'all left that out. Y'all are thinking about just the agenda of finding love. He's saying that, you know what? I'm listening to this person all the way through. And if I listen to them all the way through, I'll be like, I may pop and I may be like, you know what? I think you're a cool person. We could talk business. Because I think I have some ideas what we can build here. I don't know about actually going further in that way, but we need to talk business or something like that. I don't pop first. I'll pop before that. I mean, I'll pop after that. And that I'm getting that from Anton. You know what I'm saying? I get where he's coming from. I'm not saying that I would go that way, but again, you have to be open to what a wealthy man is speaking. A man of abundance is speaking. That's abundance mindset. Do you not see that?
We're not talking about networking.
Scenario.
That is my scenario.
It's not. Popping a balloon does not automatically translate into a relationship. That's not.
No. This show is for love.
That's why they're
The show is a potential for love. Then they go out. It doesn't mean that they're gonna be in a relationship. Are you gonna give this person a chance to go to the next step? That's what the show is.
Oh gosh. Okay.
That's what the show is.
I think people who actually,
you popping, we can't. Go ahead, Quentin.
I think the people who actually match are probably like batting like 5%. Like them niggas only like, I think like one couple made it out of all the episodes.
One couple got engaged.
On the show?
Yeah, one. You're right, one.
Wait. Listen. 9 times out of 10, what we see these women say, and they did it on that very same guy. They was like, you know what? Now that you're talking, and you attractive and all of this, whatever. Like, most of them had a high mentality, and they immediately, I didn't feel a spark. Oh, you remind me of my little brother. That's so
Crazy.
dumb.
That's just weird. Yeah, that's weird as fuck.
That is dumb. Why would you let the person talk and say what they? I want to know what you do for a living. I want to know. I want to know. No matter what it is, I still want to make the most informed decision before I make my decision. That's why I'm letting you talk first.
Do you think that has to do with them being young?
Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here, man. I just figured that I just share a video with y'all. It's been a long ass time. I want to drop some more. It just depends on how everything looking on my calendar and things of that nature. I'm about to get back to making some money, but go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll leave the link to this video if you want to see the rest of it. We pretty much went through the whole thing, but if you go to the link, you can go to the whole show under the description of this original video if you want to take a look at it. But I'll say go check out Anton Daniels, man. Great content, especially the After Hours and the Millionaire Morning Show. Check him out, man. Very great content creator. Y'all can get some good gems from the brother, and that's about it. Stay up 100. You know it.